Hello class, this is ABS sir from Visual Physics, and as you can see we are having a Telegram channel also, Visual Physics channel. So you can join our Telegram channel for further discussions and interactions. So today we are going to discuss the application of Gauss law. Okay, so without wasting much time, let us start our discussions. Question number one. There is a pot, okay, which has a circular opening and of radius r, a point charge q is placed at depth root 3r. We have to find the electric flux coming out of this pot. Charge is here. It is root 3 times of r, and this is r. So even though it is given as, a circular pot, I'll see it as a cone with a circular base. This is given as root 3r. This is given as r. So this is angle theta. Yes, I am solving that question only, Dipanshu. I am solving that question only. Okay. Circular pot is given, but what I am looking it as a cone. Okay. So my phi total coming out of this circular vessel would have been Q upon epsilon naught. So phi coming from the pot would be phi total minus phi of disk. Okay. So if this is root 3r, this is r, I know theta will come out to be 30 degree. And phi of disk, we have already discussed this in our visual physics application, solid angle formula and flux. Phi of disk is given as q upon epsilon naught into omega by 4 pi, where omega is the solid angle this circular pot is, this circular base is making at the charge q. So I've already told you that is a standard result. Phi of pot is given as q by epsilon naught minus q by epsilon naught into half into 1 minus cos of 30 degree. What we are doing, let me redraw. We are having a circular pot which base is open. So my total flux will be of total. Suppose if it was a closed surface, then total will be q upon epsilon naught. And due to pot will be subtraction of this circular base. So flux coming out of the base would be q by epsilon naught into solid angle by 4 pi. So I am putting that value. So on solving, we will get the answer as q by epsilon naught, taking q by epsilon naught common and some mathematical rearrangement. My answer will come out to be this. Concept applied in this question is charge is inside a closed surface. If this whole pot was closed, then total phi would have been q by epsilon naught. But it is saying that opening of the vessel means this much area I have to exclude. So phi of pot will be phi of total minus phi of this. This was the concept. Next, question number 2. Question number 2 is, this question has came many times in our JEE NEET examination, NTA NEET examination, as well as while discussing the DPP of sphere I have discussed, because Dipanshu has asked, so let me discuss this question also in detail. Radial field of constant magnitude of a ball of radius r has spherically symmetric charge q distributed in it. The surrounding of ball. So first of all, let us see. I am having a sphere of charge q and radius r, and it is uniformly distributed. Okay, the surrounding of the ball is filled. Surrounding of the ball is filled, this surrounding is filled with another charge of density rho is equal to alpha by r. Rho is equal to alpha by r. Now it is found that net electric field has magnitude independent of distance r at points lying outside the ball. Okay. So what does it mean? We have to find Q in terms of alpha and r. Let us solve this question. First, try to understand. Again, I am drawing. This is total charge Q of radius r, and another material is surrounding the sphere Q. Okay. And suppose I have to find electric field outside the ball. Suppose I take a Gaussian surface. Okay. I take a Gaussian surface. So Gaussian surface is at a radial distance small r. Okay. So it would be, and suppose the charge surrounding the spherical body, I'm just taking, it is at distance x and the thickness of this shell is dx, then charge only in this little bit of shell will be dq will be rho, that is volume charge density, into surface area of this spherical shell, that purple color shell, into thickness, volume charge density into volume. This much charge is present in this much amount. So total charge would be surrounding this sphere up to distance r would be Q is equal to 4 pi alpha capital R to small r. Why capital R? Because up to capital R, it is already given a charge capital Q is there. So from this limit to this limit, capital R to R, 4 pi alpha capital R to R, and we know already what it is given. Alpha is equal to, density is alpha by R. It is already given. Rho is given alpha by R. So for that reason, I'm writing like that. 4 pi constant, instead of rho, I am writing here only. Let me write alpha by x into 4 pi x square dx. So I can cancel this x with this square. So 4 pi alpha is common, x dx. So this one solving, I'll get 2 pi alpha r square minus r square. Simple integration x to the power 1, so x to the power 2, and then putting upper limit minus lower limit as simple integration. Now total charge enclosed will be, Q total will be this surrounding medium charge Q plus the charge on spherical body capital Q. So from applying Gauss law, I know electric field should be E into 4 pi r square must be Q plus Q by epsilon naught by Gauss theorem. Okay. So what I have done up till now, I have done nothing. I have just tried to find two charges. First charge is given inside spherical body, and then charge which is surrounding the body with volume charge density rho is equal to alpha by r. But here, because I am taking distance x and then I am integrating to calculate total charge, so 0 to capital R to small r. Charge density, no, Naveen. Charge density is not from center. No. Read the question again. Please read the question again. The radial feed of constant magnitude of a ball of radius r has spherically symmetric charge Q distributed in it. The surrounding of ball is filled with charge density. So that is what I said. Now, my initial charge is capital Q, and the medium surrounding it is having different charge. whose volume charge density is alpha by r. So my limit will be from capital R to small r. Okay, so now let me move forward. I have got total Q, small q, that is which we calculated by integration, plus capital Q. E into 4 pi r square is small q plus capital Q by epsilon naught. Then everything becomes easy. My E will be capital Q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square plus 2 pi alpha r square minus r square by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. Because denominator is same, I'm trying to find, you see what I'm writing, alpha by 2 epsilon naught. This component r square will get cancelled by r square plus q minus 2 pi alpha r square q minus 2 pi alpha r square whole upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square. Now read the condition of the question. Question is stating it is found that electric field of magnitude is independent of small r, means independent of distance. Okay, so which please unmute yourself. This factor should be 0 because in this factor there is no r. This factor should be 0, which means q must be equal to 2 pi alpha r square and electric field would be alpha by 2 epsilon. I hope you got this question also. Next. Question 3 is very easy. Similar to question number 1. I guess you can solve it on your own, and very easy question. For the first part, what I consider, because now surface charge is placed on the surface of the vessel. So what I'll consider, I imagine that another identical surface was on the top. So if charge is placed inside this surface, the total flux will be q by epsilon naught. So because it is half due to symmetry, flux of pot will be half of that, that is q by 2 epsilon naught. And part B is if the point charge is moved deep into the vase, and opening is very small. So if opening is very small and if it is deep into the space, almost 5 pot will be approximately as if whole pot is closed. So I can write q by epsilon. Okay, next. Question number 4, very easy question. I will consider only that much amount of line charge which is inside my Gaussian surface. A long line has uniformly spread charge. Long line has uniformly spread charge. Radius r, center distance r by 2. So this is r by 2 and this is r. So by Pythagoras theorem, I can calculate this as root 3 r by 2. So total length included will be 2 times of this. This is root 3 times of r. And because line charge density is given lambda, so charge inside the Gaussian surface will be lambda into root 3r. The rest you can apply Gauss theorem. Easy question. Question number 5. Here you have to find the keyword. Keyword is maximum flux. So whenever the flux is given maximum, I know phi is q by epsilon naught by Gauss theorem, but phi only vector e dot vector s, that is e into s into cos 0 is maximum value is 1. Yes, very good. Now, so you just have to put the value and you can get the answer. I'm not solving this question. Everything is given. Electric field is given. Flux is given. Sorry, area is given. Radius is given. Means area you can find pi r square. Flux, electric field you can calculate. Question number 6. Question number 6, sorry, it is repetition. Question number 7. Question number 7 says, imagine two concentric spheres of radii r and 2r as shown in the diagram. A uniform charge density rho exists in this space. Only in this space we are having uniform charge density. Find the electric field. So simply, if it is inside this concentric shells, obviously here electric field will be simply 0. Okay. For first, because if I take a Gaussian surface inside it, obviously no charge is enclosed, so electric flux will be 0. Now for region number 2, that is in between R2 to R, and for region number 3, outside the 2R. So outside the 2R, again it becomes easy. Total charge will be in this Q enclosed will be 4 by 3 pi. We know 2R cube minus R cube into rho. Because whole charge is enclosed when I am looking for purple outside. So for the region outside, my electric field E S will be into 4 pi x square. Suppose this distance is x. So electric field into surface area will be this charge q, that is 4 by 3 pi. 2r cube means 8r cube minus r cube is 7r cube into rho by epsilon naught. So cancelling out pi, 4, 4. So my surface electric field from this surface outside the concentric shell will become 7 by 3 rho by epsilon naught r cube by x square. And for part B, I give it you as a homework. You can solve on the same graph. Question number 8. Question number 8 is saying, again same like sphere, only in this case there is no sphere, it is cylinder. Let me see. Suppose I am giving a cylinder. I have to consider two Gaussian surfaces. First surface is inside the sphere, cylinder, sorry. And second surface is outside the cylinder. When R is less than A and when R is greater than A. Okay. Already we know that surface charge density means whole charge is residing on the purple color cylinder surface only. Nothing is inside. So E R less than A will be 0 because Q enclosed will be 0. And for R greater than A, total charge will be E into, by applying Gauss law, 2 pi R. Suppose length is L, 2 pi R L should be equal to 2 pi A L by surface area of this cylinder into sigma by epsilon naught. So I can calculate 2 pi L L. So my E will be sigma A by epsilon naught R. Next. Question number 9. 9 and 10 are similar, so I am solving 9 for you. For 10, you can do on your own. An infinite uniformly charged sheet, infinitely uniformly charged sheet of surface charge density sigma cuts through a spherical Gaussian surface of radius r. Cuts through a spherical Gaussian surface of radius r. But if I look projection on this is uniformly charged disk, it will come out to be a circle. Yes or no? projection on sheet due to this Gaussian surface will be what? That of a circle. So what kind of circle it is? Let me see. We've already discussed in our first TPP of Gauss law and electric flux. This distance is x. That is what it is saying. At distance x from the center of a sphere, the radius is r, and suppose the base of this sphere, that is the circle on this sheet, will be of a small r. So I know what is r. Small r is actually r square minus x square, and my area of this red circle will be pi r square minus x square. Area A is pi r square minus x square. So if I have to find the flux through this Gaussian surface, then my flux will be phi is equal to sigma into pi into r square minus x square by epsilon naught. That is option number D. Okay. You have to see the projection, because my charge is residing on surface charge density. So I am seeing the projection of sphere on this sheet. On the similar ground, same question, but instead of sphere, now this time my sheet is there and I am having a cylindrical surface. So even though if now I am having a cylindrical surface, the projection will be of that of rectangle. So going along the same line of discourse, option B will come. Next. Question 11. Up till now you have already seen that what concept is very much important, because again and again in JEE NEET they are asking this question only. Volume charge density inside a sphere is proportional to distance x from center and is given by rho is equal to alpha x. So I am having a sphere. I have to find flux at a distance r by 2. The sphere is of radius r. I have to find flux. Means I have to calculate charge inside this green sphere. Yes or no? So charge inside this green sphere will be q is equal to, I am simply doing integration center to radius r, that is r by 2, 4 pi. Suppose if I was taking it as variable x, so 4 pi x square dx and rho, volume charge density into volume of. I have ample number of times discussed this, how this is coming. So my q will come out to be pi alpha I to the power 4, sorry, pi rho I to the power 4 by 16. On solving, you will get this. And then nothing remains. I have to find electric flux. I have to find electric field, sorry, from Gauss law. I know E into 4 pi r by 2 square must be equal to pi rho, not rho, actually it is alpha only, alpha, because rho is given as alpha x. So pi alpha r to the power 4 by 16 epsilon. So my E will come out to be alpha r square by 4 epsilon. On solving further, you will get this answer. Next question. It is 16. Okay. Okay, Naveen. Not 4, it is 16. But what if I calculate 4 and 4? Okay, it is 16. I'm sorry. Question number 12. Question is very easy. A graph is given and its speed first reduces to 0 linearly and then it increases to negative v time t into 2t. So obviously, the slope of this graph will be 2 times of it is Vs due to sheet Vs by 2t, that is Vs by t. But we know velocity time graph slope is what? Acceleration A. Yes or no? Yes. I have to find electric field is given. I have to find the surface charge density of the sheet. Due to sheet, electric field is given as E is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught by applying Gauss law. Not actually not no question of Gauss law. It's simple question. So I know force is what? Charge into E is mass into acceleration. Now because it is an electron, so charge on it will be E into E mass, and acceleration we have found from this graph, that is velocity by time. So and E is already sigma by 2 epsilon naught. So on putting everything, I'll get 2 epsilon naught m Vs by E t. Next. Question number 30. 2 point charges Q and minus Q are separated by distance 2L. Find the flux of the electric field strength. So this type of question in last DPP also I have given. So I'm not going to solve this question. In that DPP, actually distances were different and charge were of same nature. In this question, the charges are equal and opposite, but distance are same. I have to find electric field strength across a circle of radius r. Okay. I know due to this Q, suppose I take a small disk. I'm just giving you the hint how to solve this question. Suppose from radius I am taking distance r, and suppose thickness of this is dr. So due to this Q, electric field will be along this direction, and due to minus Q, electric field will be along this direction. So my net electric field will be, if this angle is theta, it is making, and due to symmetry, this angle would have been also theta. So E will be 2E cos theta. And when I know E, I have to integrate 0 to R for finding total flux, right? You can easily calculate. Answer will be phi is equal to Q into L. Little bit of brainstorming you have to do. 1 upon under root of R square plus L square. How did I get K? You have to find. Okay. Next question. Question number 14. A charge Q0 is uniformly distributed on a ring of radius R. Yeah, very good. Superposition principle applied by Naveen, and that is very correct. Next. A charge Q0 is uniformly distributed on this, and then a sphere of equal radius is constructed with its center on the circumference of ring. So it is passing through its center. So I'm not going into the geometrical proof. I know this thing, that this and this angle is 120 degree by symmetry. Okay. By symmetry, this angle must be 120 degree. How it is coming 120 degree, that I am leaving it to you as a proof. The red one is a ring, blue one is the sphere. Because this angle is 120 degree, so charge enclosed inside the blue sphere will be 1/3. Okay? Total angle is 360 degree. Q0 for 360 degree. So for 120 degree, it will be Q0 by 3, or Q0 into 120 by 360. So charge enclosed is Q naught by 3, and once you have the charge enclosed, flux will be phi is equal to Q naught by 3 epsilon naught. Question 15. Now, in this question, so many things are given. I need to discuss. We have already solved this kind of question in previous DPP also. What I need to discuss is just by looking at the question, I can solve it very quickly. First is there is no K component and I component is constant. So if I have to find net charge, all of that net charge is coming only due to Y component. Why? Because if X component is constant means in X direction there is no charge distribution, no K component. So I only have to find Y component charge. Okay. Second thing is if cube is there and it is placed at origin and one side length is 1 meter, L is 1 meter, obviously first I'll put Y equal to 0 and then I'll put Y equal to 1. At one side it will be 1 if I'm taking Y axis like this. No Ez component and electric flux phi x will be also because it is phi net, but I'm talking about net, and net is also 0. But net flux along Y axis is electric field E Y2 if I put minus E Y1 into area of that cube, that is 1 square. You can solve it by putting value 3 into 1 plus 2 minus 3 into 0 plus 2 into 1 square is 1 only. So 1 plus 2, 3 3 are 9 minus 2 is 6, that is it is coming as 3. Once I get the flux, net flux due to the Y component, I can easily find Q. Q will be charge enclosed will be 3 times of epsilon Gauss law. So without going for X component and solving all that, I just looked for this, which is varying and due to which there must be some charge inside the Q. Question number 16. So by this time already we have discussed so many times. So I guess you people must be familiar what formula I'm going to use. Flux due to disk is Q upon 2 epsilon naught 1 minus cos theta. Now looking at this triangle, if it is B, it is R, it should be R square plus D square, but it is given already. A point charge Q is located on the disk of radius R at a distance D from the plane of disk. As what should be the radius of the disk if 1/4 of the total electric flux from the charge passes through the disk. So phi total is due to charge Q is Q by epsilon naught. So phi due to disk is 1/4, that is Q by 4 epsilon naught. This is equal to when you put Q by 2 epsilon naught 1 minus cos theta. So from this you can easily calculate theta. Once you get calculate theta, you can find the relation between R and B. My radius will be √3 times of B. Or theta will come out to be 60 degrees. Just by solving this. Q 1/4 half if it will go. Cos theta is that 60 degrees. So R will be simple trigonometry. R by B perpendicular by base is tan 60 degrees. By that. Next question. It was very easy question. If you know, I've already told you, learn by heart this formula, solid angle cone. So in this DPP, you can see I have stressed only on this particular concept again and again. Next question number 17. Now, question 17 is little bit of interesting question. A spherically symmetrical charge distribution and electric field at distance r from center of sphere is given as k r to the power 7. K is constant. What will be the volume charge density at a distance r from the center of sphere? So here electric field is varying as variable r to the power 7. Suppose my sphere is like this. Suppose my distance is at x. And suppose I am taking a small shell of thickness dx. So there is one field inside E1 and outside it is E2. E1 into 4 pi x square and E2 into 4 pi x plus dx whole square. This is flux inside, this is flux outside. I am asked volume charge density, or indirectly I am being asked about the charge. First, if I can find the charge, I can easily find volume charge density. So for that, I am using Gauss theorem. So for Gauss theorem, what I am doing, I am simply using phi in is E1 into 4 pi x square. Why I am using this? Because my electric field is a function of distance as r to the power 7. Okay, so my phi out minus phi in should be equal to rho, that is function of x, into 4 pi x square dx by epsilon. Okay, Gauss law, your Gauss theorem. Because my electric field is varying, so my flux will be different. Inside and outside it will be different. So net flux will be outside minus inside. This must be equal to total charge enclosed in this in this spherical shell divided by epsilon naught. So on solving this, some mathematical calculations you have to do. My rho of x will come out to be 9 into k into x to the power 6 epsilon naught. And in x was a general variable. If I have to find a distance r, volume charge density at distance r will be k 9k epsilon naught r to the power 6. Pure basic mathematics. Okay, you have to calculate, you have to solve, and then you will cancel the common terms and you will get that. Basic mathematics, even though it is looking complicated, but it is not. When you will multiply that, you will easily get. Okay, next. A non-conducting spherical ball of radius r contains a spherically symmetric charge with volume charge density again. So it is just opposite that of previous question. In this case, you are given volume charge density, you have to find electric field. In previous question, it was given electric field and you have to find the volume charge density. So I know if I apply the Gauss theorem, closed flux coming out of some closed surface is Q total by epsilon naught. So if I am taking at distance x and thickness dx, this Q total will be 0 to r. And if I have to go from center to total charge, if I am calculating, so I am putting limit 0 to r rho 4 pi x square dx. So up till now, you should have known, and this thing should have become a cakewalk for you. Why I am writing this? I guess 10-20 times I have written this thing. So now by this time you should be aware of this. Okay. Now electric surface area of this sphere will be obviously E into 4 pi r square. If I am taking x square, if I am taking distance x up to distance x. So on solving, I'll get E as k upon n plus 3 epsilon naught r n to the power n plus 1. Because my volume charge density rho is itself a function of x, distance x. So instead of this, I can write, could have written as k times of x to the power n for that reason. but it is saying that inside is directly proportional to square of distance. So my n plus 1 should be 2. So my n should be 1. Okay. Next. Question number 19. A sphere of radius r carries charge density rho proportional to square of distance from center such that where c is some positive constant at a distance r by 2 from the center, the magnitude of the electric field will be. So just like previous question, in this question also, the only difference is same kind of question we have already done. I have to find electric flux at distance r by 2. If total sphere is filled, so obviously I am interested only in the charge inside this sphere. So likewise, the previous question we have already done. I'm not going to solve this question also. My answer will be CR cube. But if I see no R cube is given, so isliye for that reason I'll take 9, option number D, 40 epsilon naught. On solving, you can easily solve on your own, just like previous questions we have done ample number of times. Now, question 20 is good. The electric field in the region is given by this: x to 200 I cap for x greater than 0 and minus 200 I cap for x less than 0. A closed cylinder of length this and this is cap. So even though we have discussed many number of times, in this direction electric field is, and in negative direction electric field is like this. But if I see the projection of in 2D, my cylinder will be a rectangle. We have discussed this concept in DPP number 1. You can refer to that. I'll not take what students usually do the mistake. They will try to find the curved surface area of the cylinder, but no, I am not interested in curved surface area. The total flux crossing this this cylinder will be, if I project the surface, curved surface, it will turn out to be a rectangle. So I can simply write phi is equal to, because here also like direction of area is positive and electric field is positive. Here area is also negative, electric field is negative. So for that reason, minus into minus plus, plus into plus is plus only. So phi is 2e into s. So Q enclosed will be phi into epsilon naught. So on putting the value, everything is given in the question. Area given, length given. This length is just given for, confusion, nothing else. Sometimes redundant data is given. So my option will be 35.4 into 10 to the power minus 8. My area, that is surface area, is already given 10x square. Electric field is also 200 into 2 and epsilon naught 8.85. 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 8, 32. So which number is nearer? Even you see this question, what is the trick? Sometimes you don't have to, exact. Many students will do okay 8.85. Okay, sir, I'll multiply sir 4, 5, 4. You don't have to do this much. 8 into 4, 32. Which number? 35, 17, 18. Which is nearer to that? 35. So obviously, I'll take that 35. I don't have to solve question completely for objectives. Not area of the base, beta Naveen. Here the question, what it is saying, cylinder is kept such that axis of cylinder is along x-axis and its center. Okay, yeah. Okay, I made it wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes. Thank you, Naveen. My cylinder is like that. So here projection is also circular only. So I don't care for length. Electric field is negative. Area vector is negative. Here electric field is positive. Area vector is positive. Thank you, Naveen. I'm sorry for this question. Last question. A loop of diameter. Bhai, I have again said again. I am stressing on some key points. Maximum electric flux. Maximum means phi is E into A. Now, what is A? If I am given diameter, then E into pi d by 2 square. So my E will be pi, sorry, suppose this option A, because it will go other way. Okay, class, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the discussion, and I again request you to join our Telegram channel so that we can have more interaction. Our Telegram channel is https that is t.me visual physics channel. If you're on Telegram, you can simply type visual physics channel. You will be easily linked to our channel, and there you can ask so many questions, and we are in visual physics, we will be glad to address your problems. Thank you very much for today. Thank you, class.